Looks like we're live. Okay, hello. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. My name is Chris Legaspi, and this is the daily drawing for the head drawing challenge for the month of October. So this is day 20 for me, day 20, and this is the third time I'm going to try this stream. Hopefully it'll be stable. So forgive me for the streams. I have no idea how to get OBS to work properly. But looks like we're operational for now. And today I'm going to continue with the Masters Challenge. I've been drawing. I've been drawing a copy of a old master for a few days now. This drawing here is from yesterday. It's a copy of a Zorn etching. And today I'm going to continue with another Zorn etching, and I'm going to do the copy and pen. And before we begin, I just wanted to share the head drawing quick start mini course I've created. So if you're new to me, or maybe you like my videos and you want to learn more about head drawing, you want to improve your portraits, you want to learn more about the academic style drawing, you want to learn about more illustrative realism style drawing, check out my head drawing quick start mini course. It's a 7-day course that has videos, handouts, references, and more. And you get a new lesson every day for 7 days, and the lessons get sent directly to you by email, so it's very convenient. And all you have to do to get started is go to my website at www.drawwithchris.com/headdrawingchallenge, and there you can enter your email. You get instant access. You can get started right away. So that's my quick start mini course. Okay, so another camera turns off. This is wonderful. So forgive me here. I never have luck with streaming. Maybe it's just not meant to be. Not meant to be, And today, not using I had to borrow a camera today, but I will get my camera back tomorrow. Before we begin, I wanted just to give a quick shout out to the Facebook page. So we had a lot of members, and they're contributing every day. I really appreciate all the posts. This is Virginie. Forgive me if I mispronounce your name. Day 20 for Virginie. Wow. Looks like she did some 20-minute poses. She's doing the time pose challenge. That's great. Very difficult. 20 minutes is tough. Virginie, day 19. Some more 20-minute time poses. That's great. Juha, day 19. Looks like a Rembrandt. Okay, with a pen. That is fantastic. I love the brushwork there. Jerry with some wonderful heads here. Colored pencil drawings of Paul G. Wow, it's beautiful. A lot of character and life there. Jerry there, thank you. And Mr. Jin with day 20 with a beautiful Rembrandt. Wow, in blue pen. I love his hatching there. Looks great. I love the way he's able to get forms and things, and his coarse shadows. So so thank you all for the posts. I will keep the group open for another couple weeks. So you're welcome to join and share your work and interact with our community there. We got a lot of hard-working artists there, so I do really appreciate it. Let's start with today's Zorn. Where is it? Let me pull up my reference here. Okay. Well, one second. I had to restart the stream a few times, It's just it's just my luck, I guess. Just my luck. So I got to give a shout out to Art of Anatomy Facebook group. They someone in the group shared a link to this Zorn gallery. It's just fantastic, and was able to grab some beautiful etchings there. Okay, here we go. So I got the etching I want. Let me put it on the screen for y'all. It's there. Where is this? Okay, well, I'm not quite sure what's going on here. All right, there we go. You should be able to see that on screen. That's great. And look at that gorgeous etching by Zorn. Fantastic. I just love his value control, which is what I'm going to try to copy today. So, you know, when you sit down to do your master's copy, you know, kind of have a plan. Every practice, you should have a plan, a game plan, a strategy, a goal. So for me, it's going to be, I just want to study his value control really. So specifically, the halftones, if you look at the halftones in his face and the light halftones in his forehead, just look how gorgeous they all look. And they're all organized. And all, of course, the edges look great too, the way they blend kind of seamlessly. Let me load my little pencil here. All right. So if you're joining me for the first time, comment below. Let me know where you are watching from. Where are you located? I'm currently in Thailand. I'm an American. I live in Thailand at the moment. And it's a Tuesday for me, 9 o'clock in the evening. Thank you for joining me. If you're joining me live or on replay, I do appreciate it. So I'm going to take my little pencil here. And what I'm going to do is first, I got to place the thing on my paper and also place it so it looks good on camera. You know, this is something else I've got to do here. So it looks pretty good there. And I'm drawing on a little sketchbook with some tone. Okay, well, like camera. I don't know why the camera's doing that. Come on, camera. It was working yesterday. It's hilarious how I just have horrible luck with this. It's seems like whatever I try, it just something always comes up. But you know, that's okay. In life, that's the way it is. You just kind of move forward, do the best you can, and learn along the way. And it's the same in drawing. You know, a lot of times you'll face adversity when you draw or when you paint, especially painting. Painting is incredibly difficult and complex. Well, it can be simple, but there's a lot of variables that can go wrong. That's what makes painting complex. The act of painting is quite simple, obviously, but if you want to be a realist, like if you're watching me, you're probably more into the realism side. Realistic painting is, you know, it's full of adversity and, you know, or any kind of ambitious drawing. So that's what you do. You just kind of do the best you can. So we do here. Stream's not going to work. That's okay. We move forward. Camera's not going to work. That's okay. We move forward. Move forward in life. Your drawing didn't turn out so good today. That's okay. Just start over. That's what I like about drawing. You just can kind of start over very quickly. You know, it's not working out. You just do a new one. What are you gonna do? What can you do, right? You just do a new one. Move forward. So I'm placing my drawing, trying to just get some accurate shapes and placement, proportions and things, I'm just treating it like I'm drawing from a model or from a reference. It's all the same mechanics here. And if you like my drawing process, I am teaching I do teach a weekly online class. It's a proper structured class with a live virtual classroom. It's an online class, and meets once a week. And I'll be teaching head drawing again in November. So you wanna learn more about that? Make sure to subscribe to my email list. You can get free updates on courses. You can also get discounts. I do offer discounts to my email subscribers, and you can get the latest schedule, free updates, all by email. You can also email subscribers also get access to my exclusive content, like the Quick Start course and the other head drawing, figure drawing, color resources I have in my little members area there. So you can go to drawwithchris.com if you want to subscribe there and learn more about the head drawing class coming up in November. If you want to learn directly from me in a classroom setting, meet once a week. Had some really, really good results in last semester. Just finished up our last semester. We're on break right now. Taking a 2-week break, and really amazed by the results. So, I got my drawing laid in. Looks pretty good. Forgive me if it's a little dark on camera. I'm not quite sure how to adjust the exposure on this camera, but hopefully tomorrow I'll have mine back. But hopefully with the pen here you can be able to get some better. Okay, then, well, apparently I'm going to be doing this for a while. Okay, and I don't know why it does that. It didn't do that last night. It's just my luck, Yeah, I think it's the streaming thing is a little more difficult than I thought. I don't know. I didn't know. But hopefully you guys can get some value out of this. I think for me it's it definitely keeps me helps to keep me focused. That's one of the reasons why I like challenges, and I recommend my students to participate in challenges, whether online or offline, and get with a community of artists. That's very, very, very important. The more you can spend time with other good artists, the faster you will improve, and you will also, you will learn, obviously, and, you'll learn about yourself. Maybe you'll learn some of your weaknesses and your bad habits and things like that. So having a community really helps. But for me, this daily challenge is keeping me very focused and motivated. So that's good. Okay, so I'm gonna I'm just gonna finish what I did here. I don't know how far I can get on this stream. You know, who knows what'll go wrong next technically. God, my power might cut out next. I just have horrible luck. But I'll get as much as I can. Let's see how much as I can in this. Just hopefully give you enough so you can see the process here. Because really right now what I'm doing is I'm treating this exactly like I would treat a normal head drawing. Like I'm drawing from a model or from reference. Just going through the process that I know, that I've been practicing and teaching for a while. And, you know, when I get to a place where the shapes are in order and everything is at a good place, then I'll start to worry about the value, because shapes do come first in the order of importance. So it's really what I'm doing here is still kind of doing the lay-in, but doing it in pen instead of pencil this time, and making sure that everything's in the right place. So I believe this is a Zorn self-portrait. He has just an exquisite drawing. The more I look at his work, the more I respect and admire him. You know, so I'm really glad I found that folder. So thank you to those who put up that album of Zorn work, and wow. So maybe if you're watching and you've done some Zorns already, comment below. Let me know. Let me know what have you learned from doing your master copies. Maybe you're doing a Velasquez or a Rembrandt. What have you learned so far? One thing I learned is to be pretty organized. I mean, I've always known the importance of being organized, but in the Zorn you can really see it, how organized. Oh my God. Jesus. The projector is turned off due to touch panel operation. Should I go photo mode? Does that help? I don't know. Sorry about that. I have no idea what's going on. I have no idea. It's just my luck. So, anyway, lost my train of thought. I'm in a pretty good place shapes-wise. So now I'm just going to fill in my values here. Oh, I believe I was talking about how organized Zorn is. It's just, I knew the importance of being organized, but when I see expert, a master do it, it makes you, it just confirms in my head, like, okay, I was on the right I was on the right path. So that's a good thing. Okay, so where are we at here? I think I'm at a pretty good place. And for a while, I've been trying to match his strokes, but it's just not possible because etching is a different medium, and the pen I'm using is very light. Actually, it's not a true like black pen. Ink is quite light, and you can get a very delicate tone actually with it. So it doesn't quite match the etching. It looks like the etching has a bigger, thicker marks, while this pen I'm using has, very fine points. It's like a 0.5 mm pen, something like that, I guess. Most ballpoints are at that 0.5. And let's see, this eyebrow. Yeah, it looks pretty good on camera. Thank goodness for that. As long as the camera stays on, we're in good shape. So if you look at what I have now, to me it looks so, the read is so strong already. It's so strong, and it just confirms in my head that the process works, really, because I'm seeing a lot of things that are very familiar to me, stuff that I've been learning and teaching, for a long, long time. Not as long as Zorn or other great artists, but, it's just this kind of stuff that I've been aware of. And, when I look at Zorn, study his drawings now, I'm just like, oh, okay, well, we come from the same school. Philosophically, we're the same. Or I'm the same as him, I'm the same as him. Same. Zorn is 19th century Swedish master of realism, and so around that time, all the knowledge was centered in Europe. It started to be propagated, especially in France. France became one of the centers of, what they considered realist art at the time. And what I need to do now is I'm blocking in the halftones here, which will become dark halftones. Okay, so I gotta move. Sorry, gotta rotate my book. This is not a comfortable angle for me. There you go. When I'm not drawing on camera, that's exactly what I do. I spin like crazy. I spin, I step back. Actually, my favorite way to draw is standing up. Maybe you're watching and you draw standing up. Comment below. Do you like to draw standing up or sitting down at your table? I love to draw standing up if I had to choose, because it's easier to step back. That's what I like about standing up. When you're like looking down, you're kind of hunched over all the time, and it's easy to get way too close to your drawing, and that's what you don't want to do. You don't want to be right on top of it all the time. You need to move away from it and get a fresh perspective. And that's what I do when I'm standing up. All right, so what I'm going to do is punch in the darkest dark that I see. I believe it's this shadow shape. Well, I believe it's this little nugget here at his nose. That's the darkest dark, and this nugget in his eye, this little shape in his eye, in his eyebrow, actually, right there where the it's not the pupil, it's not the lid. Typically you see a lot of dark values there at the pupil and the lid in a typical portrait setup. Has portrait lighting from above, 3/4 portrait lighting. So I'm gonna just darken the nose shadow there. So I think that's pretty good. So now I got to bring up the other values, and that's really it. That's the whole shebang. What you saw in video here. That's really it. The lay-in, is placement, is construction, refining shapes. Then the value block in the shadow shape, block in the halftones, start to block in the turns, the core shadows where the forms start to turn. And then you can go a number of ways after that. Typically, I like to establish the darkest dark, just so you know how dark you can go. I know the white of the paper will be how light I can go. And I know my light spot will be here in the forehead. I believe that's what Zorn intended. So that gives me my range. I go, okay, I can go the brightest I can go is here, will be here. The darkest I can go will be here. So now I can gauge all the other values there. So that's the next step. Establish your darkest dark, lightest light, and then you refine. You refine. Bring up values. That's what I'm doing now. Bring up values that need to be darkened. Bring up means darken them. Bring them up on the value scale. Render them. Darken them. Add tone, whatever you want to call it. Bringing up their value, adding tone. In this case, I'm using pen, but can be done in any way, anyhow. As you can see, the hair needs to be darker. This shirt needs to be darker, but it's gonna take me a long time. I don't know if I want to spend that much time on camera. So I'll probably leave it at that, but I will do this halftone on camera. Let's see how far we get there. So if you just joined me, I'm doing a master copy after Zorn, one of Zorn's etchings. This is part of my daily drawing for the month-long head drawing challenge for the month of October. And just going through the process here, adding the halftones now. These are halftones. Halftones are halfway between shadow and light. The shadow in this case being in the forehead region, the shadows being on the left side. And for me right now, I'm one of the things that I want to work on and improve is my value control. So that's why when I saw these Zorns, I thought it was a great opportunity to learn how Zorn arranged and grouped and controlled his values. And specifically for me, I'm really interested and want to improve my halftones and light halftones. I feel like that's something that I can always sharpen and make tighter, make more clear, more crisp, more cohesive, more unified. Okay, so that looks okay. Once I bring up the hair, you'll see that it'll read much sharper. This needs to be darker here too. And again, I'm gonna try my best to match his strokes and like just the amount of strokes and the busyness of this field of dark, but my pen can't quite match the etching, so I will do the best I can to try to match, the direction of his strokes too. I want to be faithful and true to the copy, but I also want to make sure the value reads. It's more important than technique. Value is much more important than technique. I would say the order of importance is shape, and then value. And then you could, probably say edge is up there. It's not that important, really. I used to think edge is so important, but now I'm starting to appreciate the value of value control, I guess, for lack of a better word, and starting to integrate that now in my own work and my own teaching. The way I teach now is much different than I did a while ago, a few years ago, when I was still teaching in the classrooms in the U.S. when I last lived there. I have a greater appreciation for design now. And bring up this value here. All of this he's surrounded by dark, actually, so that makes this whole area will feel like it's glowing, but I won't do that on camera. It's going to take forever. So just one more pass, because this is pretty dark. The more relative darks that I have that you can see will make the lights read better. It's all relative. So yeah, this process of the process of drawing and getting this realism and this lighting is exactly what I teach in my classes. So definitely, if that's something you want to learn and you want to learn directly from me, definitely check out my email newsletter so you'll get the latest schedule when it comes out, which should be tomorrow actually. I've been working on the new schedule for next semester, which starts November 3rd. Be teaching a live head drawing class online where you can learn from me. You can learn how to draw with the same principles like Zorn and Sargent's and Rembrandt's, all of the greats, all the same family. Because realism all comes from the same place. It comes from Italy. The Italians, specifically the Renaissance, they were the first to discover, or I guess discover is the right word, that there's a science to realism. It's a process. There's a process to realism, to capturing the natural world in a way that feels natural and real, creating the illusion of form, of flesh, of light, of shadows, of hair, of skin tones. All of that was developed in the same place, and then later it started to become more widespread in Europe, and then eventually ended up in America. That's where I learned it. So you can learn that same tradition yourself. If not from me, then it is available. The knowledge is out there. I'm not the only one. But if you like my work, you like my videos, definitely, for sure, you will be interested in my live classes, because those be not just, videos and demonstrations like this, but you get, live interaction, you get homework assignments, and you get critiques of your work. So that's really important. I'll be there to make sure that, they give you feedback along the way so that you can improve as fast as possible. That's really the goal of having a teacher, a good teacher or mentor, is to give you that guidance. So if you're interested, check out my email list at drawwithchris.com, and you'll get the schedule and discounts as well. All right, so I think I'm gonna stop the stream here. I need to step away from it. I need to turn off the camera. It's very difficult to record myself and make decisions and talk at the same time. So now the finer, more refined decisions have to be made. So I definitely not going to do that on camera. I need all of my faculties. Okay, so that's all for this stream here. I'm going to continue this off camera. Let me jump into the chat room there, see Okay. Okay, that's not the chat. 1 second. Let me get the updated chat room. I'm just so happy the stream is stable. Thank God. It took me like half an hour to get it to work, and I'm not quite sure why it doesn't work. It's very frustrating. It's yeah. Who cares, right? Who cares? Important thing is we got this one to work. All right, I believe this is the right chat. Let me turn the reference off. All right, so yeah, I'm gonna check out some of your questions here. I really appreciate you joining me live today. Okay, so Chin says recording a drawing and video is painful. I agree. I read in a book that Zorn would draw the same etching again and again. It's very painful and requires patience. God, he did that? I'm not surprised. I would even listen to what you are sharing. Camera doesn't matter for me. Oh, thank you there, Chin. So Mr. Chin made a good observation. He said Zorn would draw the same etching again and again. That is no surprise, and why it's another reason why you want to study old master works, because and read their books. I mean, I don't do it enough, but read their biographies, read what they have to say, because then you really start to get into their mindset and really appreciate what it takes to draw at a high level. No habla español, Valeria. Oh, sorry, I don't speak Spanish. Valeria, what do you feel is the difference between Steve Houston's approach and Mark Westermo? Oh, Mr. Chin asks, what's the difference between Steve and Mark? Well, that's a great question. I get that quite a bit. What is the difference? Well, Mark is heavily uses the Reilly system. Mark uses the Reilly system, which is it's a very flat, graphic, two-dimensional style of drawing. It relies on a shape design. Really, it's shape-based drawing. Shape-based drawing. So that's the Reilly system. That's a short answer for it. And Steve is more of a form-based drawing. Yeah. Steve is a form-based drawing. I'll give you a quick demo. I love this question. Let me see if I can do a demo here. Here, I'll do a little demo on this piece of paper. So what's the difference between Steve Houston and Mark Westermo? The best way is the torso. So this is how Steve would draw a torso. Anyone who's a fan of Steve Houston would recognize this instantly. Steve loves to use these little shorthands, these little volumetric things, like this shape looks like a bullet. He loves boxes. He loves ovals. So he loves volumetric things. Shorthands, shortcuts, shapes, whatever you want to call them. So that's basically Steve Houston's torso idea. And Steve also does a lot of contrast, meaning he will make one side completely different than the other side. Stretch and pinch, that's a Steve Houston idea. Stretch and pinch. Mark really doesn't. The Reilly system doesn't really do that because it's not concerned with that. If you think about the Reilly system is designed to teach illustrators how to illustrate very quickly. That's the short way I would. The main function of Reilly's system was to teach illustrators and get them working as quickly as possible because there was so much demand at the time when Reilly was teaching. So it's a system designed for illustrators to create illustrative realism is what I call it, very quickly. So that's sort of the Steve model where you use volumes, you use contrast, and you also want to he does like this kind of Rubens eye flow kind of thing where he will create I forgot what these are called. Jeez, I forgot what they're called. Cross sections. So that's a Steve Houston way to draw. Forms, volumes. It's a 3D style of drawing. That's how I would short way describe it. How would Mark draw this torso? He would go like this. Mark wouldn't use the Mark loved Prismacolor. I like the very thin, which is also made by Prismacolor, but it's just a different version. You see that? So this is, you basically use these ideas. Mark was really into these long rectangles. And then the Reilly system uses the Reilly system style of lighting, which is high contrast, volumetric lighting, academic lighting, which is single source lighting, high contrast single source lighting that reinforces shapes. So this is a 3D way to draw. This is a 2D way to draw. I guess that's my short answer. Hope that's helpful. Hi Chris, this is Bart from Netherlands. Hi, hello Bart. I'm working on a Velasquez, and what I learned so far is that you have to be conscious and mindful about every mark you make. Wow, that's a great observation. Velasquez was one of the great masters of his time, one of the most successful artists of his time. That's a great observation by Bart. Tess says, reflected light on his left temple, how can it be lighter than the rest of the face? What is she referring to? Left temple. Oh no, that's not reflected light. It's a secondary light source. It's a secondary light source. Test. Vishal says, did Zorn have a sketch for his etching? It's almost invisible in that etching. That's a good question. I don't know. Left forehead, his right. Yes. Steve gesture, then structure. He says all the time. Yeah. Yeah, that's correct. I just love to see Mark drawing or putting that even tone. I was like Kevin Chen, Paul Wee, Tim Gula. Yeah, all hits. Kevin Chen is the man as well. Yeah, Mark's tones when he was at his prime was just is a glorious thing. It looks so effortless and so clean and so pretty. The first time I saw a Reilly technique was on Jack's sketchbook Titanic movie. Those were drawn by James Cameron. Interesting. Do you find yourself thinking more 3D or 2D when you draw? That's a great question. I would say both, mostly 2D. I would definitely say at the moment, I'm a shape first guy. I'm always thinking of the shape, especially in my line of work. I do the movie poster work now. So shape-based drawing works really, really well for what I do. But again, I'm doing illustrative realism, and Reilly System is built for that. All right, really appreciate all your questions, guys. Thank you for joining me online, and for those watching on replay, really appreciate it. Tomorrow's stream will be at the same time, and hopefully I'll get my camera back and we'll have a brighter picture and a more stable stream. I really appreciate it. Thank you for your patience. And that's about it for today. And don't forget to make sure to check out my head drawing quick start course if you want to learn some, if you like the way I draw and you want to learn more about it. I have a free 7-day mini course that's sent directly to you by email. So you can just go to drawwithchris.com/headdrawingchallenge and you can enter your email there. You can get started right away. And you also get free updates on my upcoming head drawing class in November. So that's it for today. Thank you all for joining me, and until next time.